How's it going, everybody? What a game, man. Today was such an emotional roller coaster. Yankees lose 11-9 to the Blue Jays and are now officially tied for first place with the Blue Jays. Um, man, have the tides turned, right? So this is the
Joining us in the chat,
uh-oh.
a channel favorite, the one, the only, Real Bill P.
What's up, Real Bill? Every time that thing plays, it scares me. I think I have my headphones too loud. Anyway, man, you guys see the standings here, the American League East. I mean, look, it's no.
Now in the chat, a channel OG, D-Train.
It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough.
I mean, it's look, we're not gonna sugarcoat it, man. The Yankees blew it. They blew it, right? Today was terrible, but at the same time, it was good, right? And we'll get into, you know what? We'll start with the good first. We'll start with the good. Because today's one of those days, man. It was an emotional roller coaster. I broke one of my little Thor hammers. You can see, like I literally, when Judge hit that home run, right? Let's start with that good part. All right. I literally broke this thing, man. I slammed it so hard. It fell apart, man. But anyway, when Judge hit that home run to tie the game, that 2-run bomb, man, this dude smoked that pitch. Man, when I tell you, I was going crazy, man. I literally slammed that Thor hammer, boom, broke it on the floor. I was jumping for joy. My son came down screaming, "Let's go." It was great, man. I mean, unfortunately, it wasn't enough, right? It wasn't enough to get the victory. But I tell you what, today was the day, right? Before the game started, I told myself, today I'm going to find out what this team really has, right? And it started off ugly, right? It started off ugly, and we'll get there. We'll get there. But the Yankees showed some fight, man. They did show some fight. They were able to fight back. Giancarlo Stanton was able to tap into that clutch gene that he has and hit a 3-run home run. I mean, it was a dogfight there. But at the end, there was some questionable moves. A little more of the same old, right? Some sloppy play. Not even some. I'm gonna be specific. Anthony Volpe hitting into that double play with runners on first and third, and the game is tied. We could have went up right there. That was huge right there, man. He killed us there. Really, he should be 0 for 5 today. How many at-bats he had? He had a bloop single. And late in the game, too, he did hit a ball all the way to the warning track at center field. But, I mean, that's probably as hard as he can hit the baseball. And this is not a bash Anthony Volpe episode, right? It's not. But the Yankees, man, look, everybody in the lineup had a hit today. Everybody in the lineup had a hit, so that's good. I mean, there was plenty of opportunities. I feel like we should have won this game, all in all. But at the end, Devin Williams comes in to pitch, and that wild pitch killed us, right? Or the pass ball. It was really a pass ball because those changeups, man, they don't call them the airbender for no reason. Some of those balls they're gonna go in the dirt. And to me personally, Ben Rice had no business being behind the plate right there. I understand starting Ben Rice because I wanted Ben Rice to start at catcher, especially after everything that's been happening with JC Escaro with the catcher's interference, and not even because of that, just because we need Ben Rice's bat in the lineup. We need his bat in the lineup. We don't care much about his defense, right? We know that he's not the greatest defense. He's not the best catcher on the team right now. We know that for a fact. The Blue Jays know that. That's why they were running and gunning on him all day. We know that. But I get it, though. We need him in the lineup. We need our best 9 in there. JC Escaro caught 2 days in a row. Austin Wells has a hand issue. I get it. I was all for it. I want Ben Rice starting. But late in the game, right, when the game is on the line and defense really counts now, he should not have been in the game. That's my opinion. Y'all could disagree. He should not have been in the game. And I get it. At first, too, especially, I thought that he already had batted, but he ended up batting the following inning in the ninth. Didn't do anything, but whatever, right? But it doesn't even matter at that point. At that point, you have to get your best catcher out there or the best available catcher out there just in case. And it showed. Not only was it a pass ball, and I'm not even putting this on Ben Rice. This is not a knock on Ben Rice because the only reason why he's in there is because of his bat. He's not catching because he's a great catcher, you know? He's catching because we need his bat. And because whatever's going on with Austin Wells. But if Austin Wells can't play, then put him on the IL. Call up Jesus Rodriguez, somebody. Call up another catcher. But that's besides the point, right? I feel like he should have been there should have been a defensive replacement there for him. Not to say that doesn't happen, because maybe the pass ball still happens, right? But I didn't like the throw after that, right? Because they as soon as they hit first base, they were running on him all day. They end up stealing the base there too. The runner scores eventually. It is what it is, right? But the good news is that for once, right? For once, because I'm telling you right now, when we went down 7-0 in the first inning, I don't know about you guys, but I felt like it was over. It was over before it started. That's how I felt. And I'm sure a lot of you guys felt the same way. But the Yankees showed fight, so kudos to the Yankees, right? Hopefully they could build on this. I really wanted the win because the win would have been incredible. But for some reason, man, it doesn't matter. Even when Judge comes through, this is the most unfortunate thing, that 2 times this year Judge has came through with a huge home run when we needed it the most. And I get it. He's failed in those opportunities more than he's come through. But 2 home runs, one off of Gary Crochet against the Red Sox, and tonight versus the Blue Jays, 2 big time home runs. I mean, that home run, that's a big league home run right there. And the one versus Crochet too, that is big time when all the lights are on. And unfortunately, both times we couldn't get him to win. You know, I'm not gonna say it was all for nothing, because he did look better today. You know, he went 3 for 4. Hit a ball off the wall. He could have had 2 home runs easily today. 3 RBIs. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's the same thing that kills this team. It's the sloppy play, questionable moves. What's going on, you know? Look, as far as Devin Williams being out there, I was all for that. You know, who else do you go to there? Who are you going to go to? After what happened yesterday with Weaver and Mark Leiter Jr. and everything, that Devin Williams was the guy to go to. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. But I think that with a better catcher back there, maybe things are different. And even if they're not, you still, at least you know you went down with your best catcher behind the plate. Not some guy who's never caught, like Bill says, he's never caught Devin Williams before. As a matter of fact, this might be his 3rd start as a catcher behind the plate this year. Maybe 4, I don't know, but less than a handful. So I don't know. I think that was a bad move on Boone's part right there. Man. Will Warren, right? Will Warren, look, I'm not
entering the chat, my man, Dev Finch.
What's up, Dev? Like, there's no other way to put this, man. Will Warren got rocked, dude. I truly believe, like, especially after today's start, that he's not ready for the big time. He could pitch in the big leagues and regularly, but he's not ready for the game. I guarantee you, they came in today. They know. They look at the standings. It's posted all over the stadium. They know, like, oh, this is a big game here. We lose this game. They still in first. They tie for first, but we lose this game. That's it. We're no longer solely in first. So they knew coming into this, it was a big game. You could tell by the lineup. The lineup that Boone put out there, you know, with the exception of Volpe and LeMahieu, he tried to get everybody in there. They knew they needed this one, and he blew it up, man. Real Bill says Warren showed me some intestinal fortitude. Yeah, I mean he had no choice. They weren't gonna take him out. He could have gave up 15 runs in the first. He wasn't coming out, man. Look, to me, man, the same thing happened versus the Dodgers in a big spot, a big game. I feel like it got to him. You could tell. There's no question that Will Warren has stuff, right? But today, his stuff was hanging over the plate. He was throwing sliders hanging over the plate. Those are gonna get crushed by big leaguers. A big league is they're gonna destroy those pitchers, man, all day, every day. And they did. Will Warren went 4 innings only because they were like, look, you're gonna have to figure this out, man, because we cannot go to the bullpen right now. He went 4 innings, gave up 10 hits, 8 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 4 walks. And the walks will kill you every time, too. So, man, look, I said it like that game versus the Dodgers. I was like, well, he looked scared. He looked like he wasn't ready for the moment. But I was like, you know what? That's just one. But now this is 2 big games. Important games. And he blew it. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Real Bill, let me say what's up to the chat real quick, man, because Real Bill's going off in here. Yep. Real Bill says, one time in college, I gave up 3 straight home runs and a double. I asked the players on the other team if I was telegraphing my pitches. The third baseman said, hell no, you were teeing it up for us. Yeah, I don't know. I know some people say, no, he's tipping pitches and all that. Look, come on. That's a cop-out. Or they're stealing signs. They can't steal signs. They use PitchCom, first of all. Second of all, he wasn't tipping pitches, man. He was just throwing it over the plate. That's what happens when you throw hanging sliders over the plate or fastballs that's catching more plate than black, They were ready for it. And they hit him hard. Kershaw's getting bent over. That's what Jackie says. Damn, man. Y'all leave Kershaw alone. He needs 3 more strikeouts to reach that milestone. What is it? 300 strikeouts or something like that? Yep, Yankees lose again, man. We're tied for first place now. We're tied for first place with the Blue Jays, and then the Rays are right there, half a game back. And I wouldn't count the Red Sox out, even though they're not too great, but we can't beat them. They're 6 games back. Jake says, I'm at least happy they scored those runs and not get shut out with how bad they've been struggling offensively. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the good thing is that they showed fight, that they didn't just lay down, because they could have, man. And I felt like I was here like, oh, man, this is done. It's over. I was still watching the game, but it was painful. Real Bill says, I've been around this game for 61 years as a player and a coach. Today's game, let me see through the BS. These guys want to win, damn it. Yeah, they want to win. They show some fight. That's what I said. Like, this showed me. I needed to see today that they have some fight in them left, because for the last few weeks, man, they look. Now, that's not to say that hopefully they could turn around. Maybe this is the catapult they needed, the wake-up call. That's not to say that this team doesn't need some changes. That's not to say that this team has some holes they got to fix, like in the bullpen and maybe even the rotation. Because now I'm looking at Warren, man, and I'll be honest, and I like Warren because he has good stuff, in my opinion. But is that the guy you want going up in, game 3 of the division series, down 2-0 or maybe tied 1-1, or in the ALCS? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not who I want up there. Or game 4. Not right now, anyway. I got to see more from him. He could, he could beat up on the little teams all day. Doesn't really mean much. But on the big games, when it really matters, that's when I want to see you come through. Yeah, this team has some fight in them. Like, I never know if you think that these people, like, they really don't care about winning, then I don't know what to tell you, man. That was never the question. I know they want to win. Nobody wants to lose. I don't care how much money you're making. You want to win, but they were just flat. Let's be honest. Lately, they just suck. Today, though, they show some fight, but at the end, it was the same thing that kills us every
Joining the
time.
stream, mi compadre, Luis Duran.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from.
In the end, it was the same thing that kills us every time. It was sloppy play. Sloppy play and maybe a questionable move. I get it, because I understand, because then Ben Rice did bat up later, whatever, and maybe they'll say, well, we didn't have nobody else on the bench or whatever, but that's your fault, because you're playing with a man down. You didn't, even though Austin Wells came in a pinch run for Giancarlo Stanton, but he can't catch. So if he can't catch, then put him on the IL. Put him on the IL and let's get somebody who can, or something. Somebody who could do something, man. But don't just go with a player down like that, man. Andy Campion, what's up, man? I honestly turned it off after it was 7-0 and turned it back on before Judge tied it with the Yankees. Yeah, not me, man. I watched the whole game. I like inflicting self-pain on myself. But it was good, man. I'm glad I didn't turn it off. That's why I never leave. Like, if the Yankees, when I go to a game, if they down late 7th inning, down 4-5, I stay the whole 9, man. I don't care. Jake says, I get that, Jason, but the wild pitch isn't necessarily the reason they won. That dude got a hit in that inning also. Yeah, but remember, the hit came off of the stolen base. That run, remember, that he stole first. I think he walked the next batter, right? And then that's how they scored another run. The whole thing is that he should not have been there. Look, the wild pitch, maybe it's not a wild pitch if it's Escara or somebody at least who's caught him before. That's the whole point. I'm not saying, look, even if you put anybody out there, you could probably put Ivan Rodriguez out there, and it's probably the same outcome, right? But at least you put the best person for the job. That's what my whole thing. Ben Rice is clearly not the best person to be in there, to be catching. They call him the airbender for a reason, guy. If you see it moving on TV, imagine in person. And they broke the other way. That's why it fooled him so much. But if you've never caught him, you don't know that can happen. He wasn't even ready for it. He tried to backhand it. That's a play. You can ask anybody who's ever been a catcher. That's a play that you gotta throw your body in there. That's it. They practice that all day, just taking bounces to the chest. That's a play you have to go and use your body, use the chest protector to block that if you can, right? And I'm not saying that Wells would have blocked it or Scar would have blocked it, but at least they've caught this guy many times, and they catch every day. Ben Rice he's not a everyday catcher at all. As a matter of fact, he just caught for the first time not too long ago. They started putting him as a catcher. That's all I'm saying, man. All I'm saying is he wasn't the best person to be back there. That's it, Jake says they cannot get swept tomorrow. Yeah, they got to take that. They got to win tomorrow. Well, I'll tell you what, man. This is what we got tomorrow right here. We got Clark Schmidt versus Chris Bassett. And I'll be honest, man. I don't feel great about this matchup either. I really don't. Those first 2 games with Rodon and Fried on the mound, those are the games we were supposed to take, and then maybe steal one of these, the back end games, but that wasn't the case. You guys let me know. Look, and I'm not saying the whole thing with Ben Rice, right? Because I'm a huge Ben Rice fan. If you don't know, I love Ben Rice, But at the same time, I also understand that the dude, he's not the best catcher, but we'll live with it because we want his bat in the lineup. That's the reason why he's catching. But at the end of the game, when we're trying to hold, we're trying to hold the other team's offense. That's when you make the defensive substitutions. That's when it has to come in, especially at the catcher's position. The catcher's probably, catcher and shortstop maybe, and center field, those three guys, you cannot shortchange that on defense, late in the game, in a close game. You can't shortchange defense on those three positions. There's a reason why they draft and recruit players up the middle. I don't know if you ever noticed that, right? Most of these guys that play right field, so they were a lot of, not all of them, right? But there's a saying, right? They recruit up the middle. They scout up the middle. Up the middle meaning catcher, pitcher, shortstop, center field. The most important positions on the baseball field, you know. And then from there, center field, he might move to right field or whatever the case may be. But the catcher, man, there's a reason why we're okay with the catcher batting 230, right? As long as he has a great defense, because the defense is so important back there. And it's not a knock against Ben Rice. I'm just saying that right there, me personally, I'm bringing in Escaro. I don't care if he caught 2 games in a row or with the catcher's interference or whatever. It doesn't matter. He's more experienced. He's familiar with the pitcher. If you think that the relationship between a pitcher and a catcher is not it's not a thing, then you don't know baseball, man. I'm sorry. That is a thing. It's tough for a pitcher to even throw to a catcher who's never caught before, who's never caught them before. And you can ask any pitcher, I don't know, whatever, man. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, look, it was an ugly loss, right? It's the start was ugly, man. Terrible start, but the team did show some fight. And that gives me hope, right? I don't know about y'all. It gives me hope. It gives me, now, am I saying, oh, let's go, World Series? Like, no, I'm not saying that either. But at least I know that this team got some fight in them. They got some fight in them, and maybe with the right trades or right trade, whether it's one or multiple, maybe this team could do something, And I'll be honest, look, with the whole fire Boone, I understand it too, and I agree to a certain degree, but I think that right now is probably not the best time to fire your manager, man. Like, I guess they could go that route, right? But first of all, I don't think they'll do it, right? It's like the odds of them doing that are really, really low. Second of all, I do think Boone needs to go, right? I'm with you guys on that. I think we just need a change. We just need a change. I'm not going to say, I'm going to keep my opinion on whether he's doing good or bad. I'm going to keep that out of this. It's just that we need change. That's all. It's one of those things, I've been a breakup. It's like, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, Boone. It's us. Like, we just need something different. But right now, to do it right now, I don't know. I don't think me, if I was in charge, I don't think I could do it right now. And I know a lot of y'all gonna disagree with that. But to fire manager is a big deal, guys. So it's a huge deal. And whether we like it, and I get it too, man. Trust me, dude. I want to do it too. But right now, you gotta be strategic with it. You understand? Like, strategic with it. Because a move like that could, maybe it could help a team. Maybe it could really, like, change something drastically and this team just goes off on a tear, because that's happened before. Or it could really just send this team into a spiral, where nobody's really, really in control and you got the patients running the asylum, so to speak. But let me see what's up with the chat, man. And guys, again, same things apply. You can pull up stats. I'm going to pull up Anthony Volpe again because I feel like picking on him a little bit. Now, I'm not, oh, shit, I did it wrong. I'm not picking on Anthony Volpe, man, but he's one person in particular. One person. I feel like every time every time he comes to the plate, there's runners on base for some reason. It seems like it, except for when he got the single today, the blue single. A lot of that is bad luck, but he's got to do better, man. He's definitely got to do better. I appreciate it, Real Bill. Appreciate it so much, man. I didn't even notice that. Why is not showing me the membership stuff? Warren showed me. Oh yeah, we went there. He threw meat raw like you eat it. I don't eat my meat raw, man. That's hey yo, pause first of all. Pause. Time out. D Train says, let's be real, this feels like fool's gold. Missing the playoffs might be the only way to force real change. I mean, if you want to miss the playoffs, I don't want to miss the playoffs. I want to win, dude. I want to win. To me, that's when teams are like, we got to rebuild, man. Rebuild? What are you talking about? Rebuild? Man, it's been 15 years since we won. A rebuild could take anywhere from 3 to 5 years sometimes, maybe more. I'm not ready for that. Kershaw has 1,000 and has given up 4 runs. Yeah, 1,000 strikeouts. I was thinking 300 wins for some reason. Yassine, watch Boone bench Dominguez for Grisham tomorrow. Stephen B, what's up, man? Yassine says, I don't know why Boone doesn't have Jazz play second base. Yeah, I don't know that either, man. That really bothers me. I think it's all it's all for DJ. I think DJ really went up to them and was like, look, just put me at second. That's where I started. That's where I feel the most comfortable. I want to play second. And it put them in a spot, and they were like, okay, But to that I say, man, he has no, what has he done lately, to be, asking for anything. You should be lucky if you're on the diamond at all. But that's the reason why he's on second, man. I called for Judge on nation. Yep. Isn't Rice that great? Rice isn't that great defensively. His calling is hitting. No, that's what I'm saying, Steven. That's why I'm all for him starting. I was all for him starting. But late in the game, when he came in that game and I saw him, Devin Williams, I was like, already, I'm like, dude, all right, why is Rice there? Come on. We have a catcher on the bench right now. A real catcher. I'm not saying Rice ain't a real catcher, but come on. He's definitely doesn't have as much experience. And that's the reason why they don't want him catching in from the beginning, because they don't believe in his catching abilities. The only reason why they even throw him behind the plate is because his bat is that good that they'll live with it. But not in the 8th inning, right? Not in the bottom of the 8th. There, at that point, it's like, okay, defense time, I don't know what. I don't know. How many times have they taken Dominguez out for defense in the 7th inning and stuff? I don't get it. Tomorrow's on some one swing. Yeah. Jake says, I agree, Andy. I think if they get swept, their struggles are just going to continue, and they're going to continue. Oh, man, it ain't over yet. Let me tell you, man. That June balloon, goons, whatever, the boon swoons, that thing is we're going to have to come up with a name for July. That's what we're going to have to do, because we got a tough schedule ahead of us, man. A tough one. Stephen B says, Jason, in my opinion, on Volpe, there's a pattern. You put the ball in play, and and under pressure, he falters. Yeah, you're right. I've been saying that since before the season ever started. If you could go back before the season, me and Chris the Flash had a long stream one night, and we were going back and forth about Volpe. And I said the same thing, because he was like, he's a Gold Glove. And I said, yeah, I get it. He's a Gold Glove. But when you need him to really make a play, he don't make it. That's my problem. Yeah. Damn, the clown didn't work. Hold on. What's going on? Let me fix it. You want the clown face? Bro. Oh, it's not working. Let me try to fix it for you. Hold on. When I go in the chat here. Jake says, but the game, but in the games, as Scar started in the series, he let a few pitches go by too. But I guess because Rice has never caught him, might have been better to go with JC. No, but the whole reason, look, man, you go with your best. That's the whole point. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe the same thing happens if whoever you put in there. You could put Ivan Rodriguez, and maybe it's the same outcome as a pass ball. But still, at least I know I had my best out there, right? and I'm not saying this dude is the greatest, right? But that's like it's the the last minute of the game, and you got freaking Jordan on the bench, and you don't bring him in. And I'm not comparing JC Escarra to Jordan, obviously, but you get the idea. It's like, bro, you have a real legit catcher right there. Maybe he's not the greatest, but he catches every day. He's familiar with Devin Williams. They've have that relationship already, that pitcher catcher relationship. I'm sure they've talked about things, they've worked on things together. He ain't working with. I'm sure Ben Rice is probably in the catchers meetings because they do have like pitchers and catchers meetings, stuff like that. But he's really not there. I think freaking JC should have been in there, man. I could live with it. If JC makes the pass ball, maybe I'm a little upset too. But guess what? He's the best guy out there. When you don't have the best guy out there and he has a pass ball and you have a better guy on the bench, then that's when the questions come into play. That's when it really comes into play. What is going on with this thing? There we go. Is this thing working? I don't know what's going on with the clown face. Is anything working? Oh, there we go. Oh, it went away. Yeah, my bad, guys. This thing is acting crazy. There we go. Smash the like button if you can. 17 people in here, 5 likes. Come on, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? I get it. We lost today, but don't take it out on me. I'm just some random guy in this house, man. Yeah, man. I hear you, man. Look, today was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. It was an emotional roller coaster for me, man. I started off pissed, man, with Will Warren, and I still am pissed. And I get it. Look, I nothing against Will Warren, but he's not the guy I want there in big games anymore. He's shown me that he can't do it. In the big games, he looks like it becomes too much, man. He was hanging pitches over the plate, man. Bro, you don't have to steal signs or anything. You can hit that, man. When somebody's hanging sliders over the middle, those are supposed to get hit. Tough loss, bad news, right? It's a bad game overall, but there was some good in there. This team showed some fight, man. Judge came through when we needed him the most. Giancarlo Stanton had his first home run. Hopefully he could get it going. Stanton and Judge, the Bash brothers, right? Both three RBIs apiece. That's what we needed, man. That's what we've been waiting for. So we some good. Hopefully it's just not a one-off and they don't come tomorrow and stink up the place again. I don't think so, man. I think that they today it seemed like even though, because look, man, even though they gave us 7 runs in the first, I bet you, man, most of us didn't think that they had any fight in there. Most nights they'd be like, whatever, it's over. But today you could tell they were playing for something. Today they were playing for something. It meant something. And you could tell with the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays was hyped. The Yankees were hyped. They were into this one. This one meant something to them. It wasn't just another game. This was for, not for tomorrow is going to be for first place. Chat. For real.
From the Ugly Truth, the one, the only, Ken.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What's up, Ken? How you doing? Tomorrow, for sure. Look, tomorrow is, I'm not going to say for all the tomorrows, but only one of those teams are leaving in first place tomorrow. All right? So today's game was important. You could tell that they were fighting for it, both teams. And tomorrow's game is going to be important. And you could tell that's why Will Warren was so upset. After that first inning, he went into the dugout. Boone tried to give him some, words of encouragement. He just stormed straight into the tunnel. I'm sure he went in there and started kicking coolers and punching walls probably. You could tell he was visibly upset. And so were the players. They had to stop in the middle of the inning. They had to call, the infield had to come in to try to talk to him. You saw Jazz trying to pump him up like, yo, we got you, bro. Jazz was telling you, I was trying to read his lips. Jazz was talking like, we got you. We're going to come back. Don't worry about it, bro. We got you. We're going to come back. I don't know if you guys caught that. And I saw it, and they did come back. But with all that being said, right, this team has some obvious flaws that need to be addressed without a question. We cannot go on if we expect to win. We cannot go on like this. Like, we have these holes. I don't expect Cashman to do magic, right? He can't fill all of them, but maybe a trade here and there. Maybe calling up some people. There's going to be some tough decisions that they have to make, this team. Calling up a player or two. And all of a sudden, maybe, it just injects this team with some life again, It's not over, guys. The season ain't over. It's not over. As of today, right? As of right now, as I'm speaking this, July 2nd, we're still in first place. Granted, we're sharing it with the Blue Jays. We're still in first place. Tomorrow, though, is the big one. Tomorrow, we're going to find out for real. For real. Today was a good test, and we saw they had fight. Now, tomorrow, I need to see that same energy. They got to come in there like freaking pit bulls, hungry. They got to come in there hungry tomorrow, because the Blue Jays want it, man. I could tell. They want it, dude, and they want to take it from us so bad. I could see it in them. Especially Vladdy. Vladdy wants to take it so bad, man, from us. And we're not gonna let him, though. Not if Judge has a say in anything. Man, what a tough one, guys. Tough one. But if you just join us, please subscribe, like the video if you don't mind. I don't like asking, but whatever. Call for action. But let's take a look at Judge's stats right now. I'm gonna pull up Judge. Oh, where's his picture? Anyway, Judge's average is actually back up to 363, 31 home runs. He's 2 behind Kyle Riley. 70 RBIs. Wow, this dude has 70 RBIs, and it's not even midway through the season. Well, actually, it is technically, but OPS 1200. On base percentage 470. Come on, man. Come on. I get it. He needs to be more clutch sometimes, but he can't do it every time. And we got some big games. Tomorrow's a huge game, right? Tomorrow's a huge game. No question about it. Tomorrow versus the Blue Jays. This is for first place, man. This is for first place. So this is kind of like a test. This is almost like playoff environment. A test to see what's gonna happen. Hold on, I just got an email. And then after that, man, we go we play the Mets, I believe. Or is it the Mariners? Well, we got a tough schedule. We're gonna play the Mariners soon. That's gonna be a good one. The battle of the MVPs. Kyle Riley versus Aaron Judge. A lot of people right now, have Kyle Riley as their MVP, as the 2025 American League MVP. A lot of people have it as Judge. Me personally, all biases aside, I still say Judge is MVP. But Kyle Riley's no joke, man. He's putting together quite a year over there. It's gonna be tough, man. We got some big series ahead of us. So big, like tomorrow's gonna feel like today felt a little bit kind of playoff-ish, a little bit. Tomorrow we're gonna have that kind of postseason vibe. Against the Mets, obviously, it's always a vibe versus them. I don't know why the thing is not working, man. Oh, it froze. Let me switch this over here. That's why I have to have a backup, man, because that thing always crashes. Ace was good, Ace. Oh, it didn't play the thing. Hold on. Why? Every time you come up, I got to manually do this. I got to manually do it. Where's Ace?
Now in the chat, from the Ace Avenue, yours truly, Ace.
Now, I feel you, man. This team, for real. Yeah, but, I'm trying to be optimistic, man. Look, we blew it, right? We blew it, but it's still not too late. Tomorrow's the game. It's not too late. They showed some fight today. They came back, right? When nobody thought they could. Now tomorrow, let's go and that's it, man. Tomorrow, let's make tomorrow the day everything, the turning point where we go back up. We've been skidding down for a minute now. Hopefully today is rock bottom and tomorrow we just come back up. No way we leaving Toronto in second place. Please. That's all I ask for this team. And then we got Clark Schmidt going up. And you know how I feel about Clark Schmidt. He's going to, me personally, I feel like he's going to give up his 3-4 runs, But we got to put up some runs. I'm looking for a crooked number tomorrow. I'm looking for a straight beatdown. But again, we're going up against Bassett. I don't know. Let me look at the numbers versus him. Do we hit this dude well? Give me a second. All right. Versus Bassett. Damn. Nah, we don't hit him too great. To be honest, man. Volpe is like 1 for 12 versus Bassett. Oh, damn. Well, hopefully we change that tomorrow. We smoke this dude. Judge has some decent numbers versus him. Goldschmidt, decent numbers versus him. And that's about it. Jazz Chisholm too, but no home runs or anything like that. You'll see. Boy Wonder was good, my guy. Signs of a bad team. Yeah, look, the team ain't it. That's what I'm saying, man. Hopefully, though, I'm gonna use the analogy because I don't think you were here yesterday, boy. When this team is like a sinking ship, they got a bunch of holes, and there's water coming through, and you can only patch so many of them, right? So that's what they got to do. They got to just fill the ones that are the most crucial, and hope that they can make it home. That's it. That's all they can do. And as the season goes on, it's becoming more and more evident. And then you got to think, why is this team so bad every year around the same time, right? Because I was thinking about this a lot. And I've come to the conclusion that it's the way it's a lot of reasons, but it's also the reason why it always happens is because the way they use the bullpen and the pitching, by the time we get to June, the bullpen is burnt out for them, They're burnt out. I get it, man. Like 100 pitches is like the limit, right? But not every pitcher, right? Some pitchers should be able to throw more. Some pitchers should be able to throw less, depending on the pitcher. But I think that could be one of the reasons why every June or whatever it is, this team goes into a real big funk. It's things like that. But when it says I'm in the car when Judge homers, I'm screaming like crazy. Yo, bro, I had like one of these Thor hammer things that I've been making. I literally had one of these in my hand, right? When he hit it, I slammed it and just shattered the whole thing. The rest of it is somewhere lying around. Just shattered it. I jumped first and screamed, "Let's go!" and then just threw it on the floor. Blow. And I was like, "Oh man!" Instantly regretted it, but it was a good moment. And then my son, I guess he must have been watching from upstairs. He came down. I hear him screaming up there, and the footsteps jumping. Like, about time, man. About time. And my son loves Aaron Judge. That's his like favorite baseball. He's like his hero, Can Williams get a big out? Yeah, man, it's tough. Here's another one too that I feel like he's been doing really, really good. But when the moment comes, man, when those lights get bright, I don't know, man. Maybe it's too much for him. So their offense may be starting to show some signs of life, but now their pitching is trash. Last week their pitching was good and their offense was bad. Yeah, man, that's just how it is, That's how it is. Kershaw did it. He got the 1,000 strikeouts. Congratulations, man, to Kershaw, man. At one point, man, the Dodger fans are trying to force him into retirement. I was like, Jesus, man, let the guy get his 1,000 strikeouts. Jay, you got all the merch. Yeah, I've been trying to I got a 3D printer here. I've been messing with some stuff. I like these too. I'm gonna start doing some giveaways too, but I wanna I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it, man. First, I'm gonna do it. The Yankees will play the Mets, Mariners, and Cubs. That's a tough schedule right there, man. Tough schedule. Man, today was a tough one, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, but again, man, just look on the bright side. At least they show some fight. I know some people. I hear a lot of people saying we might as well have lost. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Ooh, God damn. Ooh, like somebody sprinkled some fairy dust in my nose. People are like, well, we might as well have lost 9-0, and I'm like, no, man. I mean, one thing about baseball, right? Sometimes even when you fail is good. That sounds crazy, right? And I'll explain myself, right? The baseball is one of those sports. It's not so much of course, you want the results, the outcome, right? You want but it's more what you did, right? So, like for instance, you could hit a line drive bullet, or you could hit a home run in the center field that robs it, and you look at the box score and you're like, damn, I went 0 for 3, but I hit 3 freaking bombs, and one of them was robbed for a home run. You mean farting? Oh man, I don't fart fairy dust, real Bill. And it's just like that. So I'm trying to look at it from that perspective. Like, yeah, we lost, and at the end it was defensive stuff, but at least this team show fight, man. They show fight. That gives me hope. It gives me hope. It gives me hope. Don't take my hope from me, please, guys. It's all I got, man. Damn. But if they would have lost, if they would have lost 9-0, oh man, this would have been a whole totally different show. This might probably be broken right now, to be honest. I'm trying not to be like that, man, because it's not worth it. And at the end of the day, it just costs me. But I be so frustrated, man. So frustrated. But when it says fairy dust or booger sugar, nah, bro, no booger sugar here, man. It's just sneezing, man. Not gonna lie, I think I would have felt better about this loss if it was 9-0. I don't know, Jake, man. You gotta, not me, bro. Because look, a loss is a loss, so I don't feel good. Doesn't matter if we lost 1,000-0 or 1,001, but it's more that the team shows some fight, right? It's like in a boxing match, right? You watch a boxing match, the dude might lose. He might get knocked out in the 10th round, but man, he put up a fight. You know what I mean? And when he gets up, it's respect. There's respect there. You understand? That's the same thing. You respect somebody when they fight back. You don't respect them when they don't, you know? That's kind of where I'm going with this. Obviously, it's not fighting. This ain't combat sports or anything like that, but you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a little bit of respect. Because for a second there, we had the Blue Jays a little nervous there, you know? But at the end of the day, all that matters is the wins and losses, right? So, it's a loss. A loss is a loss. There's no way to sugarcoat that, but I'm hoping that they could build on that. That's what I would do, man. I'll get Judge and then put him to the side and be like, yo, see, we came back, right? Judge needs to give him a freaking real gladiator talk of I don't know, man. He needs to give one of the motivational speeches or hire somebody for him, man. You know who needs to manage this team? David Goggins. Go get that guy. That dude's a nut. You have all of them freaking crying up there, man. That's who we need. David Goggins. He don't know a thing about baseball. I guarantee you he's gonna be telling people off and making them freaking do push-ups or something. Get them motivated. That's what we need. Yeah, the fans appreciate it. Yep. A loss is a loss, but you gotta live with it. Yeah. Who gonna carry the boats? Now they look, this team, there's no doubt about it, man. This team needs help. They need to make some moves, right? We all know that, man. But at least these dudes, because for a minute there, it looked like they were just like, whatever. They didn't care no more. For a second, man, it looked like they were just like, it is what it is. But today they showed me like, bro, these dudes really care. Like they were trying to step it up. They were trying to take it to that next level. Oh, he got 3,000. Okay. Yeah, I know I said 1,000, man. Yeah, congratulations to Kershaw. Now he can retire and ride off into the sunset. But knowing him, he won't. I'm glad he did in the Dodgers uniform, though. I'll be honest, because for a second there, it looked like he was probably gonna sign with another team or something. I'm glad they brought him back, though. Bring in the hookers; they will inspire the hookers. I don't know, Bill. What are you talking about, dude? Where's your wife, man? Oh my God, Bill. No. Don't bring in the hookers. That's not what this team needs. Meanwhile, they are losing so much ground record wise. The Brewers now have the same record too. Yeah, man. The one thing that we have on our side is time, right? We still got a lot of baseball to be played, but don't get it twisted though. Time is ticking too. It's ticking, man. This team, Cashman got to look. Right now, I get it. We're mad at Boone. We're mad at some of these players on this team. We want them, but right now, right, soon in about a week or so, all eyes are going to be on Cashman. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because at the end of this day, for this team for this roster to get better, it's going to be on him. It's going to be on him. So hopefully, man, he could figure something out, make some moves, make this team better. Because this team is good. I mean, well, I'm not saying this team has good players, right? There's no reason why they should be this bad. But once I'm gonna keep it real, I don't want Warren in the rotation. Yo, I'm with you, bro. I was just saying that boy wanted that this dude. Look, the start versus the Dodgers, and today you could tell he's not ready for prime time. He's not ready for prime time. When it matters most, when it gets real hectic, when the air gets a little thick and there's tension, he's not the guy you want out there. You could tell he don't got it, man. That's not to say he's never gonna get it. Maybe it's experience he needs or something, whatever it is. But you can tell that he gets nervous, man. He starts hanging stuff, throwing meatballs all day. That was batting practice that first inning. And he always has a bad first inning. But usually he finds a way to get out of it. Not today, though. Not today. They punished him today. Warren to me can only pitch against the lighter hitting teams. I agree with you, Jake. The problem is, who do you replace him with right now? Well, they got a kid down there, and I get it's another rookie. Make a trade, or when Luis Hill comes back, you throw Warren back in the bullpen. Or you got what's his name? Cam Schlittler. I think I spelled his name right. I'm a butcher this, but Cam, how you do it? Schlittler. Oh damn, his ERA went up a little bit. But his K through 9, they did call up Clayton Beater. I'm glad to see that. Unfortunately, we didn't see him today. Oh. Give me a second, yo. Any news on Luis Hill? He's not going to be ready till after the All-Star break. He's not going to be ready, man. So. And then even when Luis Hill comes back, look, it's going to take him some time, man. The dude didn't have a spring training. He's got to ramp up. So hopefully he comes straight out the gate and just, being, pitching lights out. But in reality, you got to, man, you can't expect that from him. That's too much, man. The dude, give him some time, man. But I say, look, if he makes it back end of July, early August, by September, he needs to be on it. He needs to be on it. And I expect him to be on it because the thing with him is innings pitched. And like last year, you could tell he was getting fatigued. He was getting pitcher's fatigue because he's never really thrown that many innings. This time he's coming in the middle of the season. He missed half a season, unfortunately, with shoulder issues, or was it a lat issue? I can't remember, but he should be fresh, with enough innings to get him through the season and the postseason. Take care, Andrew, man. Appreciate it. And when Yarbrough's coming back, who knows, man? I'm not 100% confident in Yarbrough either. I feel like Yarbrough's one of those guys. Don't get me wrong, he's decent. I like him in the bullpen, and he pitched great for us for the most part. But he's one of them guys, man, that I think he was pitching way over his head, and it's just a matter of time, man. He's gonna have games. He's one of those pitchers like Marcus Stroman, where if he's not painting corners and pitching like that, he's throwing meatballs. Real Bill says my hometown is so redneck. We are having fireworks tomorrow and Friday. Oh, you're home, so you're not, bro. Are you in Texas? You gotta come to Texas. The fireworks already started. It started last week, and they'll probably go all the way into freaking middle of July. They do it big over here in San Antonio, man. I'll tell you, like, you don't have to go to a fireworks. The fireworks show is right outside. And usually I'd buy a whole bunch of fireworks and go crazy, but this year I don't think I'm gonna do it, man. But I love fireworks, man. Get you a bunch of mortar rounds, the mortar tubes, and just, man, it's fun, man. But sometimes I overdo it though. I have the whole neighborhood like, what the fuck is going on out there? I make it too crazy, man. Too crazy, but I love it though. San Antonio's nice. Yeah, man, San Antonio's straight. It's all right. You know, it's all right. But anyway, y'all, man, I appreciate y'all joining me. How long I've been over? I've been over already 2 hours. Oh, no, well, not really, like an hour. My daughter and my dog back there. I appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully the Yankees, man, tomorrow is the day, right? Tomorrow's a big game. And hopefully we go into July 4th in first place. Let's do that, man. Come on, man. It's freaking Independence Day, and we playing a Canadian team. We got to beat them, right? We got to beat them. No way we're going to lose to them. But we'll see. I appreciate you guys, man. Have a blessed day. I'll see you guys tomorrow after the game. Time yet still to be determined. Let's go Yankees. Again, guys, look, it's not all doom and gloom, man. We've seen signs. There's still a lot to be worried about. But I seen something today that I haven't seen all year, and that's some real fight. So hopefully they bring that into tomorrow and beat these dudes down. I appreciate it, Stephen B. The boy 1-212. Appreciate you, man. Jake, Real Bill, Yassine, Ken, Joe, who else is in here? D-Rails, all of you guys, man. I appreciate it, man. Have a blessed day. Take care, man. Happy 4th of July if I don't see you by then. Peace, guys.